lesson. So that's, I love that. Are you guys, yeah, no, the Redwater Fire, I guess, is pretty far from you guys, I would think, still, isn't it? I hope so. And everything. So, whew. Yeah, we got spirit coming in already. My face feels like it's on fire. I was gonna ask Miranda a question and then it just like flipped my out of my mind. Did you guys like the journal that I sent out? I created that for the webinar series, the Women's Empowerment Journal. So where is that? Redwater? Where's the Redwater, Miranda? Yeah. Oh, Ardrossan. Ardrossan is east of Edmonton. So yeah, it's in the area, but yeah, so okay. Well, I think it's just gonna be the four of us, which is or three, four of us. Which is totally fine and good. And I'm happy with that. And it's always nice. And that way, you guys like kind of get more of an intimate conversation. So at certain points, I can just come and chat with you right away. Um, so I did hit record, so we're good to go. So I just want to officially welcome you back, Miranda. Thank you for joining. I know that you missed the first one, but that's on me. Um, anyways, that is on me. I should have invited my whole email list, but it totally slipped my mind. The things you do when you're trying to get back into work. It's challenging. Anyways, I really, really appreciate you being here tonight for part two of our Lead with the Soul series, which is all about activating the empowered you. The really nice thing. Oh, you worked. Okay, good. Thank you, Miranda. I thought for some reason I forgot to invite you. So thank you. So I do again appreciate your patience in letting me heal and take some downtime for myself. It's and I do believe in perfect timing. It's not an excuse or a way to like push work off. I do love working with people. I love communicating, but sometimes you just have to go with the flow. And with tonight's session, I was like, oh, that's why like things were going all crazy for me today. I don't know if you saw my Instagram story or Facebook story, but today was really challenging. I mean, I was moving through a lot of stuff and I was like, what was going on? And then I reviewed my notes for tonight and I was like, that's why I get to share that with them. So, so this is the next step for your intuitive journey. This is tonight is very much about stepping into and realigning and remembering the version of you who trusts herself. This isn't about necessarily connecting to source and the universe and spirit for advice and guidance. This is connecting to you, connecting to your own strength that you were born with, that you had ever since you were a little girl. And of course, as I'm going, she wants back in. So 2 seconds. Just easier to leave the door open. So I do apologize. The light won't be the best, but that's okay. It's not about seeing me, it's about listening. Excuse me. So again, this is about activating the power that you already have, not by adding more to-do lists or another thing that just is, I don't know about you guys, but when there's just like one more thing that I need to do, I'm like, oh my God. Like I just don't even have the energy some days to get through what I have to get through on a normal day. So to just add one more thing or reading a book or even a new mantra or affirmation and new meditation sometimes is so overwhelming. So that's what's really cool about tonight is it's not about doing more. It's about remembering who you truly are. Again, like I said, connecting to that feminine inner power that you've had ever since you were young. But before we get into that, I love taking a minute and just relaxing and stepping into a good vibration. So close your eyes or keep them open, whatever you want to do that works for you. But let's take a deep breath in through the nose and really push out through your mouth. Take another deep breath in through your nose and hold for a second and push out through your mouth, dropping your shoulders. Just let yourself get in a regular rhythm of breathing. Remembering that in this moment, it doesn't matter what's going on around you. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. It doesn't matter what's coming yesterday, what happened, or what's coming tomorrow, or what happened yesterday. All that matters is your ability to give yourself this peace, this love, and this time in this moment. That this is the empowered time for you without apology, without trying to do it just right. All that is needed is your willingness to open and activate that empowered you within yourself. Allow yourself to relax. Just breathe calmly, remembering that this is not adding more to do things. This is awakening you. This is activating you. This is empowering you. Even if you don't feel different at the moment, even if you don't feel different tomorrow, understand that subconsciously the vibrations are here and you are open to them and you are receiving them. Universe, angels, and guides, please help me speak what needs to be spoken to and allow me to say it in words that speaks to these hearts and souls. May we open up, may we hear with love and kindness, openness, patience, gratitude, ease, and grace for ourselves as we allow non-judgment to come in and release ourselves of any judgment, faults, or feelings that we are carrying in these moments. So we have said, so it is, and so it shall be. Okay, so you guys can come back when you're ready. Awesome. I love the breath work, Miranda. I saw the big breath, so I hope it doesn't. Can you guys really hear the road noise, or are you okay? Is it pretty good? No, no. Okay, thank God. Because I can, and it's driving me bonkers. It's like, oh my God, that's horrible during a meditation. So, anyways, last time we really focused on reconnecting to your inner voice, and we explored those intuitive whispers, how it's always how it's there, even when the noise of the world is. I don't know about you guys, but since the election, I thought when the election was over in Canada, some of that would calm down. And I don't know, it just feels like it's freaking amplifying. I'm just like, stop the noise, right? So, we also looked at the power of pausing, listening, and trusting the subtle guidance of your soul with things like remembering that your inner voice is not the loudest. It's definitely the deepest and the one that's going to also make you feel empowered and aligned and excited, right? Remembering that point two is about intuition needed stillness to be heard, not necessarily sitting still, but still bringing stillness of your mind in, right? The other really cool thing that I don't know, I found really amazing and empowering and really cool, and especially when I first learned about intuition, is that your intuition doesn't need permission. It doesn't need validation. It doesn't need the, hey, pat on the back, you're on the right track and everything, right? So it doesn't need that. And then the mantra that was shared in that was, I trust the voice within me more than the noise around me. So that's really important, especially with all the craziness that's happening in the world right now. Sometimes we can get sucked into the noise and the fear. But a point I'm going to bring about that is when we find ourselves scrolling on social media or Instagram or the news and all that fear is coming in, I have something to share with you that's kind of cool about that. Okay. And then understanding that you can always reconnect your intuition by asking those simple soul-led questions. Again, not ego questions, but soul-led ones. What does my body feel like when something is aligned? What lights me up? Those things. And then the other really cool thing about your intuition, which Miranda, who's worked with me for quite a few years now, throughout the years, the more you listen to your intuition and the more you use it, the louder it actually gets, and the more like knock knock. It's just super nice, right? So, so tonight we're actually going to go deeper. We're going to it's not just, again, like I said, it's not just about hearing your intuition. It's also about trusting it, acting on it, and then rising in your own power. And your own power is going to look different than mine and Christine's, Rose, or Miranda's. Everybody's power looks different because you're all on a different healing journey, right? Your trusting of it is also at different levels, but the more you step into it, the stronger it gets and the more unapologetic you're going to get about it, right? Okay. Does that all make sense to you? Do you feel good? Pumped? Woohoo. Awesome. I love it. Okay, cool. So one of the first things that we have to understand is why aren't we in our power now? Why all of a sudden, is the desire to step into our power so strong? I think as a world, we're becoming aware just how much women have been pushed aside. Something that I actually saw on Instagram today, which I thought, or actually I think it was TikTok, which I found super interesting. I'm not religious. I'm not a fan of religion. It was shoved down my throat. It's not something I like. But it was really interesting because the guy said, how many religions in the world now, not just Christianity, how many religions around the world revolve around men? How many revolve around women? There is not a single religion nowadays that revolves around women, not one. Whereas before it was very balanced. Like if you think of the Egyptians, there were masculine gods, there were feminine gods. In the Celtic times, there was feminine and masculine. There was equal, right? But now we are just taught so much that men are so much more important. They're divine. They're the gurus, right? And it's so BS. It's such bullshit. And we've been conditioned from children to lead with fear, right? Like there, I mean, when we're really young and we're asked, "Oh, what do you want to do with your life?" And we're like, "Oh, I want to be an astronaut." People are like, "Oh, that's so great." Yeah, when we get into high school and we're like, "I would like I can even actually think of my nephew who's like, I want to be a YouTube star." And I'm guilty of it too. We were like, "Oh, I don't know, Caleb. Like that is going to be so hard and it's only for the select few and only the lucky ones." He is killing it playing video games online. I don't get it. People love to watch him play. That's fantastic. But he didn't let fear or I mean, he struggled. He's autistic. So he has a real hard time with being hard on himself. But he was just like, no, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, woohoo, good job, buddy. Like, good job. But like think about it from when we're young. We, especially women, we are constantly being asked to question your choices. We are always needing to seek validation, or waiting for permission, right? Like how many times do you see a woman dressed a certain way, whether in a magazine? And I'm guilty of this too. For example, Halle Berry wore an interesting outfit to the Met Gala, and it was like very revealing. But hey, she's in her 50s. She felt powerful. She felt sexy and she felt like rocking it. Might have been like, holy freaking shit. Well, hey, do you think you could cover a little bit up? That's honestly was my reaction. And I was like, holy crap, I don't need to be putting that on anybody. Even though I've never met Halle Berry, even though I never will, I don't need to put that out energetically. But that is something that we are taught from a very young age, right? Um, but this is what's cool. Fear isn't, fear is not our enemy. I want to say that again. Fear is not our enemy. So many of us try to hide from fear. Hold on, guys. I got to change that door. That is some bright light coming in there. Oh, fantastic. You can actually see me now. So fear is actually not the enemy. And I've always done so much to stay out of fear and anytime I feel myself slipping into fear, I'm like, oh, no, I pull myself back. But what's really cool is fear is actually a signal. It's a doorway and it's a teacher. I've started listening to this doctor of divinity named Dr. Erin, and she has recently taught me that fear can actually be an indicator that what you're doing in the moment where you feel fear, whether it's listening to the news, streaming, social media, on TikTok, whatever it is, if all of a sudden you feel an intense amount of fear, it is um whatever you're doing in that moment is your soul's trying to speak to you. Your soul's being like, hey, you're getting sucked into the freaking drama that is unnecessary for you. It is like an allergic reaction, right? Think about it. Like when we're eating something and we're allergic to something, we kind of get itchy, our mouth can get a little uncomfortable, a little swollen, and we automatically go, whoa, what's happening? Why is my body reacting this way? And we're like, what am I eating? Oh, shit. I'm eating strawberries. I'm actually highly allergic to strawberries, but I eat them anyway. So bad, but I love them so much. But I pay for it. I know I'm going to pay for it. So my body reacts. So when we're in a vibration, or like all of a sudden, if we're, watching something that is unhealthy for us. Oh, here's another example. I was streaming a service or a show called Doom Patrol. It's really corny, but I liked it. But then I kept feeling like something's a little off, like something, I don't know, the storyline is just might not be the best for me. And as I continued to watch, it did send me to some trauma because there was some experiences that one of the superheroes experienced that was very similar to mine. And I got like so annoyed, but my soul kept trying to tell me you don't want to watch this. You don't want to watch this, Sarah. It's like it's not going to work for you. It's not good. But and I got really frustrated by it. But then I was like, yeah, you're right, soul. My soul knows the better. Even before everything became completely evident, my soul was trying to tell me this is not a good idea for you. And it was just tapping on me. It was like, hello, Sarah, right? So when fear comes up, when low vibes come up, it's your job to pay attention to it. When you pay attention to it and you start listening to your soul and understanding that this fear vibe isn't that like I'm physically in danger, but what I'm listening to, what I'm watching, what I'm absorbing is not going to help me feel empowered. It's not going to make um, it's going to pull me into drama. It's going to pull me into a low vibe state. I don't know. I found that really cool. I found that really empowering. And a lot of times too, when we're nervous or afraid of something that where we're in an environment where we're all of a sudden like heightened and we're like, what's going on? And we're afraid. It's because our fight or flight or fawn has been kicked in. So it's our job to pay attention and be like, okay, am I ready to get out? But we think of fear mostly as situational or experience based, right? We're not listening to the vibration or the heads up from our soul being like, hey, get out of here. Like, don't, like, let's change it up because we want you to feel empowered. And the only way, so when we're empowered and we're feeling really good, like, I want you guys to think of a moment. Like, let's think back and think of a moment where you felt like the queen of the world. Nothing was going to hold you back. You were so pumped. You were so excited. Maybe it was a vacation planned. Maybe you got a promotion. Maybe somebody gave you a gift. Maybe somebody came to you and was like, oh my God, I love you so much. Thanks for being my friend. Like, think of that moment. Feels pretty damn good. And when, I don't know if you can hear that, my dog decided to play with a squeaky toy right now. Oh my God, she's crazy when I do webinars, so I apologize. But we're that elevated state that we're feeling in those moments, that's our natural state of being. That's our natural state of being. And the minute we start bringing in TikTok and political drama or world events or, looking in the mirror and being like, man, I got some major wrinkles happening. Like all that's doing is bringing that empowered vibration lower and lower and lower. And if you don't allow yourself to reset it, it's just continually going to come down and down and down. So you want to allow yourself to bring it forward. I love that thought about fear is not something to run away from, but it's something to pay attention to, right? I know. What do you guys think of that? Does that sound like and it's really important. And let's face it, like when we're moving into an empowered you or an empowered state of mind, it honestly can feel like every freaking thing triggers fear. And it's just like, what the hell? Like I'm shifting and moving. But I feel like the shifting out of fear into a more empowered state of mind is just a practice. It's like meditation. It takes time. It takes allowing yourself to be in those moments of fear while allowing yourself to be like, no, this is just a feeling. This is just a moment, but I'm actually really powerful. And I'm going to step into that without hesitation, without permission. I love that. Without permission. Remember, it's not about perfection either. It's not about doing it every single time perfectly. One of my things that, and Miranda, she can attest to this, whenever I check in with my coaching clients and I'm like, hey, how is your homework going? And I hear, I tried to do it. I'm like, okay, can we change that? Can we remove the try out of there and be like, I did it. It may not be to the point where you wanted to be, like maybe you wanted to do it 50% of the time, but you could only do it 25% of the time or even 5% of the time. If you achieved your goal 5% of the time more than you did yesterday, you're doing it. The word try is like, like it's like you did it one day, but you didn't do it the other, and shame on you. You could have done better. It's not about perfection. It's about understanding the effort that you're putting in every single day, every single moment. And sometimes that effort is not necessarily actually acting on it, but it's being aware of it. Self-awareness is really, really important, right? So that's what I would tell you. I think what's also really cool about allowing yourself to activate the empowered you and the empowered vibration that you're looking for to change your life is that you don't have to wait to be more ready. You don't have to do the dishes first. You don't have to start a journal practice. You don't have to start a meditation practice. It's you don't have to be wait you don't have to wait to be more readied. You don't have to wait to be more healed or more perfect. You are perfectly ready now because it's already within you. That empowered state is already within you. It is soul led. It is power that feels calm and grounded and certain. It doesn't scream. It just knows, Willa, that's enough. I feel like even her is a lesson for me right now, just to go with the flow and know that my people that are watching, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching the replay, you're not going to get annoyed by it. We all know life happens. You have to go with the flow. Right. It's just so, but I can tell you that there is a part of me that is like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. Like, Willa, stop it. But I'm not. I'm just going to go with the flow and it's okay. Um, so what I, just a second, guys. Willa, you're driving me bonkers. Oh, that's why the neighbor's dog is outside and everything. So that's annoying. They still are trying to make friends. That's not so good with the fence in between. But anyways, um, so here's another example of when we act in fear. It's like, and this is actually what happened to me today, and I'm happy to share it with you. I've been doing really good. Like last year was a year of hell for me, for a lot of healing, a lot of things to move forward from. But when you act from a place of fear, it's like handing your keys of your life to your old stories. And you have worked so hard to move away from those old stories. You've worked so hard to be like, I don't have to listen to the teacher that told me I would never be smart enough. I don't have to listen to my dad who always told me I was fat, even when I was skinny. Um, I don't have to listen to those old stories. I don't have to listen to the old stories that I had to worry about what everybody thought of me for fear of like yeah, so I grew up religious, so fear of stumbling them, right? So I don't have to hand my keys over to those stories. But today, this morning, when I was getting ready for my day, I was in a really low vibe and I was trying everything to shift out of it. I even like started vacuuming, I started dancing, I did everything I could to get out of it. And what I needed was to be in stillness. But I don't know about you guys, but when you're spiraling a little bit and when you have heavy emotions, sitting is can be like I don't want to sit. I don't want to focus on this. I don't want to do this. This is not easy. I had to do it. I had to sit in the stillness and I was afraid of it. But the minute I let myself just okay. The other thing that actually works really strongly for me is if I reach out to people and I give them a message and I'm like, hey, I'm really not doing so hot. And I just need a little love and I need a little support and I need to know that you've heard me. And that's scary too, because there's a part of me that is like, oh man, here goes Sarah on the roller coaster again. And they're probably also annoyed. Here's the drama. But if that's what helps me and I have people willing to listen to me and hold space for me, it's my job to take it. And I have to remind myself that I'm worth it, right? So I did. I spoke what needed to be said, and I allowed the fear to, and it's not even fear. Allowed what needed to be expressed to come out. And then my day got better. And I was actually worried, honest to God. I was like, I even contacted my therapist and I was like, I need a session as soon as possible. Like, this is, and my husband was like, listen, if you need to cancel today, I was not canceling today. I was like, I am not moving it one more time. And this is not, and he's like, self care is really important. So I was like, I know. But when you want to heal something, sometimes the best thing you can do is show up for others. So I was like, I'm not doing that. I knew, and I was like, "Hey, universe, I'm not going to do this. So help me move through this now. What do I need to do?" Ended up going for a really late walk afternoon with Willa, and stuff like that. But it was really important for me to um, allow myself to feel everything that needs to be felt from an empowered state of mind, reminding myself this is a moment. This is a moment. What I'm feeling right now is old stories. What I'm feeling right now is old emotions. What I'm feeling right now is going to be released. It is not going to be a label. It is not going to be my entire day because I didn't give the keys to the fear. I allowed myself to feel it while still staying in the driver's seat. Super challenging. I'm not going to lie. But the more I do it, the more I put those things into practice, the easier it is. right? So when you choose empowerment, even in small ways, even when the thoughts were coming through and I was like, nope, these are just thoughts. They're not life sentences. They're not necessarily true. You end up saying, I'm driving now. I'm going to take the lead. I took the lead in my own healing. And that's what you can do as well. The more you activate the empowered you, the more voice you give to yourself, even to yourself, which can be, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes giving voice to myself rather than to others is like a whole nother ball game. And it's super important to be honest with yourself. Miranda says, you've been watching real crime shows. Let the fear come in. No shit. One of my husband's cousins, when we were in Portugal, she came to visit us. And she was telling us how her anxiety, for some reason, has just been escalating and she's really struggling and she doesn't know how to fix it. And then, like, I gave her some pointers and she's like, yeah, and I do that kind of stuff already. But man, my anxiety is just like going through the roof. And then, as the visit continued, we found out that she was falling asleep to true crime podcasts. And we were like, do you have any idea what that does to your subconscious? Like, how can you possibly have a relaxed sleep when you're listening to death and crime? And oh my God. And she was like, holy shit, I never put two and two together. And we were like, stop listening to those. But I truly believe that the reason why those are so popular is because it feeds the ego. It's drama, it's adrenaline, it's like, ooh, what's happening next? When really all you're doing is like, I don't know any other way to say it, but it's like junk food for the brain or alcohol for the brain. It numbs you out to your life because you're like, oh my God, look what other people are going through. Doesn't empower you, it robs you of that, right? So make those choices wisely. What are you consuming? A lot of us, when we think of consume what we consume, we just think of food. We think of water and the beverages of choice and food, but really it's energetically, it is mentally, it is like even my husband now, he's very careful of the clothes that he wears. He tries to only wear cotton because he was finding that synthetic fabrics were really making him uncomfortable. So he's even careful because the synthetic fabrics were leaching stuff into his skin and it just didn't sit well with him, right? So um how do you guys feel about all of that have kind of dropped on you? The empowered you activating that. It feels good. Feels more oh good. Oh, I like the thumbs up. Thanks, Christine. Today I want to leave you guys. I want to not lead you. I feel like my stuffed up. Oh, I like the thumbs up, Miranda. I just saw those on the screen. That is so cool. I don't know how you did that, but that's freaking awesome. Love it. I love it. Okay, so one of the things I want to do today is lead you into a guided visualization to really tap into that part. It's like, oh my God, his thumbs up are going too. Did you do that? Did you just do this? That's okay. It's all right. I think that's cool. I'm gonna like, you know what, Sarah, focus. I got so distracted by the cool thumbs up. I was gonna be like, let me find that. I don't need to. Let's connect to that. Is Christine looking for it or is she just typing? Typing. Mm. I want to connect you guys to that empowered self that is there within you. I'll let Christine finish whatever she's doing and then I'll get you guys to close your eyes. Did you find it? Nope. That's okay. That's okay. I actually, I see Miranda stepped away, which is totally fine. Give yourself a minute to get comfortable because I just realized that I left my visualization script on my printer. I thought I had everything with me. Man, man, man. Okay, so you get comfortable and get a glass of water if you need to, and I'm going to grab that. And well, I'll meet right back here in a second. It's the react on the pool. There it is. I see that. I'm gonna do this. Is it gonna do it? Come on. React. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's just that little tiny thing. That is really cool. I did not know that. I don't need to reactions. Send with effect. Thanks, Rose. Awesome. I loved it. I've never used that button before, but that is freaking cool. I love it. I love it. The effects. Yes, that's cool. Thank you, Rose. I love it. I love it. Okay, so we're going to do an activation. We are going to do a visualization. What's cool is the active is activization. Oh my God. My freaking tongue. I swear to God, when you're sick, nothing sounds like when you're all stuffed up, nothing sounds right. You know what I'm trying to say. It's a guided activation and visualization to really tap into that empowered you that is already there. Okay. So I'm going to get you guys to close your eyes, get in a comfortable position, relax your breath. Imagine the version of who you fully are. The person who trusts their intuition is coming to you. I'm going to ask that you place one hand over your heart and the other over your womb space or lower belly. The reason why we're doing this is because we want you to connect to the sacred seat of feminine wisdom and intuitive power. If you want to lay down, that is perfectly fine as well. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Take another deep breath in and let it go. Take another one in and out. For the remainder of the visualization, with every inhale, imagine pulling in golden light. With every exhale, release any tension, worry, or self-doubt that comes up. Just allow your body to soften and your energy to settle. Visualize yourself standing barefoot in a serene, sacred forest. Ancient trees are surrounding you, whispering in the winds. This is a sacred place your soul knows well, a place beyond time. The ground is rich and warm beneath your feet. Feel the vibrating life force just humming beneath your feet, around you. A gentle golden light begins to rise from the earth and wrap around your body, not just surrounding you, but filling you like a warm, empowering current of truth and strength. As this light rises, it is activating and aligning the wisdom within you. From your womb space, with your hand on it, a pulse of ancient feminine energy and power, creation. Feel that energy beneath your hand. From your solar plexus, a surge of confidence and self-trust. Aching to be reconnecting to your truth in everyday occurrences and experiences. Feel from your heart, under your hand, a blooming of love, compassion, and courage. Love and compassion, not just for you others, deeply for yourself. From your third eye, feel it pulsing, a deep, unwavering inner knowing. Let this golden light illuminate your entire being. This light is not giving you power. You might feel powerful, but it's not giving you power in this moment. It is reminding you of the power that has always lived within you. This is an awakening. This is an activation. Trust it. Now, a gentle voice, your intuitive soul voice, rises from deep within. She's gentle but fierce, loving but powerful. She speaks in truth, and tonight she has the message for you. Listen to that message. Give yourself a minute and listen to what she's saying. Mhm. Is your soul asking you to remember something right now? Maybe there's a truth you've been afraid to speak, but you're ready to honor now. What are you being invited to release so your light can rise? Whatever you hear is the truth. Breathe into that truth. Remember, this intuitive soul voice is the empowered you. What does this empowered you believe about herself today? How does she move through her day? Does she move apologetically, afraid to make a decision based on her needs? Or does she stand in her truths and desires without apology? Feel this version of you in your body. Anchor it in. Where do you feel it in your body? Remember, this is not a fantasy. This is not imagination. This is you under layers and layers of fear and conditioning. She's ready to step into her truth with you. Invite her to stay. Let her speak on a daily, moment by moment basis. Thank her for bringing herself forward. Give her so much gratitude. The feeling you're feeling now can always be re-felt anytime you ask yourself to. Remember it. Anchor. So we have said, so it is, and so it shall be. We have anchored, we have anchored, we have anchored. This is not a trap. This is not a place to feel like you are capturing something. You are realigning, you are inviting, you are reminding. She is there to be with you. Now we're going to ask you to come back slowly to the room, wiggling your fingers and your toes, taking a few deep breaths in. Before you open your eyes, repeat after me in your mind or out loud. I am safe to lead with soul. I am ready. I am rising. So we have said, so it is, and so it shall be. And you can come back to the room when you're ready. How did that go? Miranda, your visualization, how did I'm gonna unmute you. I want to know, I'm gonna come pick on you. The reason why, can I tell them why I want to come chat with you and why your hand on your belly is probably just different? Can I say?
Yeah.
Miranda's pregnant. Do you know what is insulting? Son of a, what is it called? What did they tell you? Your geriatric pregnancy? Is that what it was?
So,
35.
you know what's funny? My it's not funny. My girlfriend, she's about 3 years older than me, so she's like 42. They told her over 40 they have to induce her.
Hey,
This is at
doctors,
her
they love to.
age. She could, and
Oh,
she's so healthy. She was healthier than me. She was like, "Did they tell you they're gonna induce you?" I was like, "No." She's like, "They told me they're gonna induce me."
I'd find myself a midwife and tell them where to shove it.
Yeah.
When I found out that the only reason why women lay down nowadays is when giving birth is because of a man, let me tell you, I was like, women used to crouch. or, it like
Even
squat
stand up,
and,
yeah.
and stand up. But because a king got his rocks off on watching women give birth, he made him lay down. And then it became the healthy thing to do because it was easier for doctors. And as soon as I found that out, I was like, they can shove it. I'm not even kidding, Christine. Isn't that insane? So, anyways, sorry, little sidetrack. So, how was it for you? I'm
That was
curious.
really good. It felt really empowering.
Yeah, yay. And
Yeah.
did baby stir at all? I'm very
Yes,
curious.
I could feel baby moving.
Do you know, are you having a prayer girl? Can I ask? If you don't want to tell me, don't feel
Oh,
pressure.
we're not gonna find out. But you know what's so
Awesome.
weird nowadays? You know how you have the health portal?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't logged into mine yet, but you could log into it and see. Under your ultrasound, it shows you, apparently.
Well, I guess that makes sense. All of our medical stuff is there. So even though
Yeah,
you don't want to know, you could sneak a
I
peek. But
could
good
go
on you
see
for
it.
sure. You for showing self-restraint. I love that. Yeah, I really wanted to know how it was for you being pregnant and how baby reacted to that and stuff like that. I'm
Yeah.
super cool. I think you're having a boy. Anyways, um
My
just saying.
partner has three boys.
Oh, well, there you go. I love it. I love it. Do you now that I have you off mic, do you have any questions for me on anything I've shared?
No, this has been really good because I've been having a really, really hard time lately. Like how you were this morning, I've been feeling that almost every day. So that the reason why I missed the first one because I had work, so
Mhm.
that job actually ended up firing me. So I'm having a really hard time.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's so weird. You were
Yeah.
with a family for how
No,
long? And
not
then
them. That
no, I
and
know. No, I
yeah.
know they didn't fire you, but I was just saying, like, you were with one family for how long? And then all of a sudden I'm sorry to
Yeah.
hear
Yeah,
that.
I worked in a facility briefly and it's brand new. It's only been open for 6 months and I started questioning how everything's been run there and the managers didn't like that. They said it was for something else, but I know it was because I spoke my opinion
Oh,
then they
good for
just
you.
fired me.
Well, when you're working with those that are the most vulnerable, good for you for standing up. I have a goddess that you can call on, which totally makes sense to me why and you're like having struggling and everything. So
Mhm.
her name is Ariandi.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
gonna
I
have to spell it for you. Okay, there. Okay, she's the mistress of the labyrinth.
Oh, okay.
She's very much, when we and it's even today, this is a good thing. Like, I'm only going to really say about myself because you brought me up too, and saying, what I'm going through, you're going through is remember your soul knows the way. We can feel lost, we can feel discombobulated, we can feel like what the frick is going on. But when you give yourself a moment to just sit in stillness, this is actually really cool. Where is my I did not bring my phone because I didn't want to get distracted today. Um, Tara, who's made my
Hmm.
skulls and
Yeah.
everything, right? I It's really interesting. Her and I don't work together, but we are very tuned into each other. always know when she's going through a hard time, and she always knows when I'm going through a hard time. So she messaged me today, and she's like, "Give yourself stillness. Don't do anything. Don't play on your phone. Don't watch TV. Don't read. Don't anything. Just sit." And allow stillness to happen. And she's like, it is incredibly important for feminine energy to connect to stillness. And you're creating a life within you. It's going to be even more important for you to connect to stillness and allow yourself to heal and allow yourself to really connect your soul and lead the way, even when it doesn't make sense. And I know it's interesting. I don't know if I've ever said this to you, but what I heard just now is you struggle, like you can connect to your soul, but when it doesn't make sense logically to you, that's when you really struggle to follow through on what is being said to you. Is that fair to say?
Hmm. Yeah.
Okay, even when it doesn't make sense, because if it made sense to you, you would have already done it. So even if it doesn't make sense to you, allow yourself to be like, okay, I'm gonna follow it. I'm gonna follow it. Does that is that good for you?
Hmm.
Okay, good. Um, yeah, sorry. The other thing that I'm hearing really strongly for you, Miranda, I don't know if you, is why are you getting so frustrated with yourself that you're tired?
Yeah. I just feel so drained in life. Just
But you're
done.
getting but you're getting frustrated with yourself over being really tired.
Yeah, that
You
too. I'm
you
I'm not
you
not moving much at all.
You are creating a life.
Yeah.
Your life force is not only your own. Your life force is connected to the life that you're creating inside of you. So this is also a great opportunity. I think this is really cool. I don't know if I've ever said this to anybody, but this is also a really important time for you to connect to the soul within you and be like, hey, you're more connected to the universe than I am now. Can you draw on some of that energy, please? Like, bring it in, bring it in. And like calling on your ancestors and being like, I'm creating life within me. Give me more energy. Like, I think a lot of times we forget that a lot of times we only ask the universe for guidance or clarity, but we can also ask the universe for energy. Go walk in your yard and watch yourself absorb the energy from the earth and from your grass, and then see it coming down to you as well.
Hmm.
You're forgetting to put yourself. Well, I was going to say something else, but I just heard you're forgetting to put yourself first when you're connecting to the universe and spirit and energy. Would you agree?
Hmm. Yeah, most definitely.
I think that'll help you and
Hmm.
everything. And when remember too, like we only have a certain amount of energy in the day. And when we're judging ourselves for what we're doing or not doing, all that's doing is taking away more of our energy. Um, the only other thing that I will tell you, and I hear really strongly for you, and it's said with a lot of love, a lot of love, is make sure you are taking care of yourself with how and what you are eating.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. That's going to be super important because you want your pregnancy and your birthing journey to go. You want to be strong enough for it, and to be strong enough for it is not just taking prenatal vitamins; it's also feeding your body well and
Yeah.
carefully and
I'll be
stuff.
eating a
And
lot of sugar.
fair enough. I can't say anything about that because that's my number one. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a drug user, but man, am I a sugar user. I am definitely a sugar addict. So I get it. But do you know what I found? Oh my God, they're so freaking good. And I know when I first saw the video, I was like, these are not going to be good. They're so fucking good. Cut a date in half, pull the pit out, put peanut butter or almond butter, dip it in chocolate, eat it. My God,
It's good.
it's so good. And you can eat like a ton of them. Well, I mean, you have to be a little careful, but they're not, they're seriously like a Snickers bar. Like I put
Yeah.
nuts in them.
Yeah,
I put
dates are good
like
for you.
Yes. And another thing that is really, really good, which is like so fantastic, is you can make a caramel sauce out of the dates and then you can put it in with the peanut butter or with the almond butter and then you dip it in chocolate and it's like a freaking Mars bar. And I'm not even kidding. It is so, so good. So there's ways around supporting that sugar thing. And I know we're in a society that lives with instant, instant, instant. But if you're like, you know what, today I'm just going to do these things, I'm going to get them done, that's taking your health and your baby's health into
Yeah.
consideration,
Yeah,
right?
I haven't really been cooking much either. It's like a lot of eating out. And now that I have no job, it's
Right. Yeah,
like,
absolutely. Lots
yeah.
of challenges for you. But
Yeah,
you can make it
sure.
through. You always do. Look how far you've come.
You know, it's so funny. There's someone looking for private work, and I knew it wasn't really gonna work out. Because if I told her I was pregnant, they're gonna be like, oh, and was gonna work out. But I met them today anyways, and they were like the nicest people. She was like, she hasn't even met me before, and she was like saying my energy was so filling that she just like enjoyed looking at me. Like all these positive things, and I just thought I was like, okay, that's why I needed to meet those people. Just to hear that today.
Why are you okay? So I love that that happened to you. Love that it happened to you. But here's something I'm going to push back on. And I do that.
Yeah.
Why are you taking people's power of choice away from them? Do you understand why I'm asking you that?
No.
Okay. You just said it didn't apply because they're not going to hire me because I'm pregnant.
Hmm.
That woman loved your energy.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
You are deciding before you give anybody the opportunity what is going to happen, and then you're creating that reality for yourself. The message was, even when it doesn't make sense, let your soul lead the way. Your soul told you, meet these people, apply for this job. This like, this got you curious, but you decided what was going to happen for you. So the universe said, okay, we'll follow through. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
This is about empowering you to allow miracles to happen. Who knows? And I would still tell you, I don't feel like you missed your shot. I would still apply for the job. She loved your energy. I would still go for it.
Hmm.
The empowered you is reminding you just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you're disabled. Just because you're pregnant doesn't mean you're not capable. You are still capable. You are still amazing. You are creating. So create the life you want.
Yeah,
Make sense?
yeah.
I know I'm kicking you in the butt, but it's only
Hmm.
because I love you.
Yeah. It makes sense, yeah.
So that was your card for you, but from a coaching perspective and everything that I shared with you today, do you have any questions about anything else? Like, do you feel like, um, is there a question in general you want some help or clarity on or coaching on, guidance on?
Um, I don't know, just I don't know. Maybe
That's okay.
something to help me get through the day every day.
Okay. The first thing I hear here is giving yourself grace. Do you know what that is?
No.
Patience, not judgment, space to be who you are in any given moment. And whether that's high energy, low energy, just being like, it's so no, seeing yourself in a non-judgmental way, no matter what else is taking place around you. When you get up in the morning, how much do you love yourself?
Not
No,
much.
ask, you're giving life to a beautiful soul that's definitely worth your own love, right? You have a beautiful daughter. Um, is your relationship on a bit of rocky ground right now, Miranda?
Hmm.
Okay, I just heard that. I know that this has been a theme for you, but outside relationships do not validate your worthiness of love. Your worthiness of love is there because you exist. When you become aware of something, man, this challenged me big time. When you become aware of a habit or a tendency or a path that you're used to taking, when you become aware of it, it is no longer a habit; it's a choice. So you know that you have a big lesson on loving yourself, no matter what's going on around you. And when you choose not to love yourself, or when you find that you're in a state of fear and you're in a state of unworthiness, you have to understand that you're making that choice. Does that make sense?
Hmm.
Okay. So when we understand that we're making that choice, and trust me, when I first learned this, I was like, that means I really need to be more conscious in decisions about what I'm thinking. Remembering that our thoughts do not define us, our thoughts are not reality, our thoughts are not truth unless we believe them to be. So you can start thinking, I am not worth it. I am obviously not worth it because this person doesn't love me enough. And this person is pulling away from me. And this person is showing me that I'm unworthy. That has nothing to do with you. Their own actions have nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with their own story and their own shit that they're going through. Right. So that is going, I love myself enough to walk my street today because sitting and doing nothing is not going to do anything but keep me in a low vibration with this low vibe fear that I've been dealing and wrestling with. So being like, I love myself enough to do this. I had to do it today. I love myself enough to reach out to a therapist. I love myself enough to reach out to a friend. Um, I haven't heard boo from you in the app, and you know that you can always also reach out to me because that's what you signed up for within there.
Hmm.
And I know reaching out is not always an easy thing to do, but love yourself enough to take those steps. How do you feel about that? I feel like I'm kicking your butt enough.
Yeah, that feels
Ah,
good.
ah. But it's making I feel like for you, like the bottom line to everything I said is making a choice. You've got to make a choice to where what do I want my day to look like today? where do I want to what do I want to do? Instead of having juice today, I'm gonna have 1 cup of extra water. Making small choices like that because and it's also understanding like sometimes I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm like I want ice cream and I'm like, okay, why do I want ice cream? What am I running away from? What am I trying not to feel? I actually just realized within the past couple days, and I was like, son of a. Part of the reason why I crave sugar so much is because after a huge event, usually violent event in my house growing up, we were given ice cream to make it all go away, make it all better. The minute we had ice cream, we could breathe. So I just realized, I was like, why do I want ice cream all the time? What the hell is going on? And I realized, because in my brain, I associate ice cream with safety. So, Miranda, you have to start going, why am I doing this? What am I associating this with? Oh, not going for walks so I don't have to be seen. Not taking care of myself because I'm not worth it anyways. Who taught me that? Ooh, all these people. Well, are they the healthiest of people? Are they the lord and ruler over the worthiness channel of life? And it sounds flippant, but it's true, right? We have to, and sometimes we have to get flippant with ourselves, being like, "Oh my God, Sarah, like, what the hell?" And it's not, I mean, you can be loving and kind and patient and give yourself grace and give yourself that space, but at the same time, sometimes we have to give ourselves that own wake up call.
Hmm.
That makes sense. Does it help?
Yeah. Yeah, that helped a lot.
You have Intuify, you have my phone number. You're a coaching client. That is the lifetime access that you've been gifted with that. So
Mhm.
I expect to hear from you. Okay, I will not pick on you anymore.
Okay.
I love you and you've got this. And remember that feeling when we did that visualization, remember the feeling of her, that Miranda, that empowered Miranda, that is like, I've got this. I've got this. And even when I don't feel like it, I still got it. Okay.
Hmm.
All right. Lots of love. I can't wait to hear you got a job.
Okay. Yeah. I applied to 3 jobs right before the phone call.
There you go. Good stuff. You should apply to the one that loves your energy. But do what you want. It's your choice. Remembering that there is no bad decision. There's simply different outcomes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Big hugs, my friend.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Rose or Christine, who's up? After watching that, maybe nobody wants to. Okay, Rose, can I come and invite you? Can I? I'm going to ask you to unmute. Excuse me. Hi, Rose. How you doing?
Not bad, you.
I am good. I'm good. I'm feeling I feel like there's a lot of movements and shifts happening today, but that's okay. That's a lot. Ooh, I got a good one for you. I got a goddess for you too. Before I bring her up, do you have a question in general?
No,
Okay. I wanted to ask you, okay, first of all, I'm totally distracted by your house. I love your house. I think it looks so cool. There's like this big panda in the back and a chair that looks like it just ready. It looks like one of those bears that you can just like throw yourself into and grab and snuggle. And the fact you have a cat scratching post is like, oh, I want to see your pets. Did I see a dog? Do you have a little dog too?
no, just two cats and two horses.
Love it. Love it. Okay. Um, I have Pavarti or Parvati. Yeah, Parvati for you. And her message to you, and the reason why I picked these cards is because they're all feminine, divine feminine energy, and these are all goddesses. So I love that. So Parvati is the goddess of devotion, and her message to you is, I'm a love that doesn't leave. When I commit to love, my soul evolves. This is really interesting. I love that she's coming forward for you because what I hear strongly is you've been trying to do a lot of self-development on yourself, but it's been a bit of a struggle for you to find clarity on your self-development path. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I love that the last message that she has in this card is when I commit to love, my soul evolves. The other thing I hear strongly for you is that there is more than one right way. I feel like you're trying to find, like, listen to other teachers or other self-development people and find the right way to do one thing. Is that right?
Yeah, I like, they say variety is a spice of life. So I like to get different views from and on how to do things and how to
Okay.
feel and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, I
Did you
like
just say different views on how to feel?
probably.
Okay.
I think I did.
Right. First of all, and I want to clarify whether you're watching live with me or whether you're on the replay. Anything I say is you like take it with a grain of salt, take it or leave it. It's not, I'm not here to tell you I know better than you. You are always going to know better than you. However, what I will say is that telling yourself how you should feel is a way to push yourself into shame and fear. Feelings don't always make sense. They aren't, oh, they're not logical. That's why we have the emotional brain and we have the logical brain. That's why women are emotional and men are logical. There's two different ways to do things. But giving yourself the space and the love to feel whatever needs to be felt, whatever comes up, is one of the most empowering things you can actually do for yourself. There are times like I remember when we were living in Kelowna still, I was having a really great day. And I made the bed, and Colin and I had to go. I'm sure I've told Miranda probably knows this story. Is we had to go do some things, but all of a sudden I had this wave of like needing to cry. So I went into my reading room and I just started crying. And my husband came and he looked at me. He's like, "What happened? You weren't in such a good mood." And I was like, "Yeah, but I just feel the need to cry, so I just need a couple minutes." He's like, "Kate, no problem." And I let myself cry, and it took me about 5 minutes. 5 minutes to feel what needed to be felt. And then I had a fantastic day the rest of the day. My normal way to do things would have been to shove those tears way down into my toes and be like, this doesn't make sense. I'm in a good mood today. I don't know why I feel the need to cry. This is ridiculous. And I would have been anxious and grumpy and been trying to keep those emotions down in my toes. And I probably would have been short with my husband and we would have had a miserable day. But because I like gave myself permission to feel what needed to be felt in that moment, even though it didn't make logical sense to me, had a great day. Because those feelings that I felt may have been from when I was a little girl. It may have been from 5 years ago. I don't know. It was a feeling and emotion that needed to be felt. A lot of times we also get, I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, I had ADHD, undiagnosed, didn't know, but people with ADHD have a huge, like they have a high sensitive, like when someone teases them, they physically hurt if it like makes them upset. And I would get that all the time. And I would constantly be told, "You're too sensitive. Get over it." My feelings and emotions were dismissed. So yeah, I see you saying the same thing for you, Christine. So I was constantly feeling that way. I was constantly telling myself, "Get over it, Sarah, get over it." So ridiculous. And that did a lot of trauma to myself. It told me my feelings were not worthy of being felt, that I was being ridiculous. I was being dramatic. I even learned how to stop crying and stuff. So now when I feel things, I'm like, don't know why I'm feeling it, but I'm going to feel it. And I'm not going to accept labels from other people, what I should and should not be feeling. I've had a conversation with somebody else that was like, well, depending on who you're with, your personality will change because don't want them to be uncomfortable. And I was like, that is the saddest thing I've ever heard you say. Because when you die and people are at your funeral, one person is going to say, "Oh, she was really calm and really sweet and really serene." And the other person's going to say, "Oh, she was loud. She was crazy. She was fantastic. Like she was emotional, blah, blah, blah." Nobody's going to know who you are. And that is so incredibly sad. So you don't need to define yourself, Rose, by other people's definitions of what you should or should not be feeling, how you should or should not be acting. Whatever you feel is right, which is the commitment to loving yourself, your soul will tell you this is the way you want to move forward. This is the way you want to feel. This is the way you can feel. And I don't like using the word should. I like that word. Should be like crossed out like the F word. Or fuck. Fine. Say it. Because should is another version of shame, in my opinion. I should be doing this. I should be better. I should be. Does anybody feel powerful after they say, I should be eating better. I should be drinking water. I should be walking more. Like, and I hope I didn't should you, Miranda. I hate it when I use the word should if I did. But the minute we say I should, it's like, okay, do I really want to do this? Yeah, I do. Okay, I want to do this. I want to feel this. I want to go after this. I'm excited to go after this. I'm excited to learn this. The minute we change that, that feels empowering. That feels exciting. That feels loving. Does that all make sense why that's coming out for you, Rose?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
learning this self-care thing. It's a slow process for me.
Okay, let's take the word slow out of there right now because your slow might be somebody else's fast
Yeah.
and my fast might be somebody else's slow. So that is just a shame ego driven version of what you just said. So we're going to say I am learning to love myself. I am learning to do the self-care thing and I am rocking it and I am kicking ass. Empower yourself that way because that's activating the empowered you when you use those words. And the minute you feel like, well, yeah, but I could have done better. Ego, and I'm going to say it, fuck right off. Right, Christine? I don't normally swear, but man, I'm feeling that F word today. Sometimes there's no other word than that one that would work. But honest to God, like isn't that amazing? Like I bet you know when you said it was a slow process, I bet you didn't think of that sentence as being a low vibe sentence. I bet it was like, oh, that's an empowering one. I'm kind of going slow at it. And
I know as soon as you know how when you say something, the seconds after you say, ah, shit, I shouldn't have said that.
oh,
Yeah.
there's the shed. Here's what's cool, and here's why journaling and speaking to someone is really a great idea because when things come out, you're not filtering it with your ego. When things come out, that's the truth. That is the truth. Oh, I can't say. Oh, you got your journal with you. That's what you're saying. So, um, when things just flow out and you're like, holy shit, instead of going, oh, I shouldn't have said that, be like, why did I say that? Where did this come from? Why did I say it a bit like small when I meant it big? Oh, because I don't think I'm actually worth it, or I think I could be doing better, or I think this or that. It's getting curious because when we say things that just come out, that is your truth. That's what you've accepted as truth. But the thing is, you can always shift it. You can be like, oh, yeah, no, I don't like that should word either. I'm going to pull that one right out of my vocabulary. I'm going to be really proud of the fact that I am learning about self-care and I'm learning to put myself first. Does that make sense, Rose?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So Parvati, that's how I'm going to say her name. She's hanging out with you right now. So she's reminding you that love lead the way. No more shoulds, no more, slow process. Be like, this is what I'm doing. I love the thumbs up thing. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. The other thing too, like it says, I am a love that doesn't leave. I find that really interesting because what I want to remind you with that is that when you commit to your own self growth, people will either walk beside you or they will fall to the wayside. Do not cling to, excuse me, do not cling to people that are willing to fall to the wayside because they liked the small version of you. They didn't like they can't vibe with the empowered version of you, and that is their loss. Don't ever make yourself small for other people's comfort. You understand why the universe is bringing that to you?
Yeah, something happened today with an old friend of mine that I've had to set the boundaries. And I told my hubby today, I says, I'm done with her.
Yeah.
So yeah,
And that's
that's
not
her.
you. Yeah. That I don't what an empowered decision to make. And I don't do that to be flippant either or to make a joke of it because that is challenging. When you cut someone,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to say cut, when you release somebody out of your life, that is an empower. Yeah, pat on the back. Absolutely. Christine, thank you. You're releasing somebody, and that is an empowered thing to do because you're going, I feel like our stories are done with. I feel like I've learned
Yeah.
everything I can from you and you've learned from me, and that's okay. And I love and appreciate you for all the time that we had together. And I know how challenging that is. I had somebody that I called sister, and we actually got matching tattoos. That's how close we were. And right after we got the tattoos, our friendship blew up. And I was just like, and I had to be like, I can't anymore. And that's okay because if I forced myself to change for her, our relationship would not be healthy for either one of us. Right. It's not just me that it would be unhealthy for, it would be unhealthy for both of us because I wouldn't be who I truly am around her. And that's not fair to her. And it's so what you did is a very loving thing for both of you. A lot of times we think when we release somebody out of our life and we become firm on it and we're like, I'm done. It's like it's almost like this, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like this, like, kind of like frustration or just being like, I'm finished and I'm done. And we say it with such firmness because we're like, I don't want any pushback. But it's like, and I totally get it because I've done it. But when we're like, no, it's good. I just release her and I'm happy with it and I'm relaxed in my decision. When we can be relaxed in our decision, that means that we truly, truly know that it was the right decision to make. It's like, you know what? It's all good. I wish her well. I thank her for the time that we had together because it was amazing and fun, but I'm just growing past that now. And I want her to as well. So I would just remind you that as long as you are always choosing love, love will find the way to you. But that is connecting to your inner voice. It's great to get different perspectives from like people that have been on a healing journey already. But I also keep wanting to remind you that your soul knows what you need. So listen to yourself and don't worry about doing it the right way because there's a million and one ways to do anything in this world. And the right way is the one that resonates with you. Make sense?
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions or anything that I can support you with?
No, you pretty much answered them when I told you about what I'd done. So
It's awesome. I'm happy to do that. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I
thank you.
appreciate it. You're welcome. Okay, Christine, I'm coming to you. You are up.
Hello.
Hi, I like your kitty behind you. What's his name?
This one is Willow.
Willow. Aw, no wonder I like Willow. Willa and Willow. That's awesome. Rose, I saw one of your cats. I think it had a docked tail walking behind you. It's so cute. I love all animals. Okay, Christine. I am shuffling a card for you and stuff like yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All of a sudden, some part of the card was like not fully in the deck, but like kind of out, and I was like, that doesn't really happen. And I was about to. Oh, they're both Manx. Oh, I love Manx cats. Do they have six toes too? Anyways, I was gonna shove it back, the deck back, or the card back in the deck, and I felt the need to ask you. So it's all good. Awesome. Oh yeah, I'm not saying this name. Like there's no freaking way. And stuff. When does on all four? That's fantastic. That's so cool. Okay, that's your goddess.
Um,
Badge Ray of Guinea. Yeah, not.
I have no idea.
Yeah, she's I think no, that's the green Buddha. But she might be connected to the Buddha. Well, I find it really interesting because she's the essence of all Buddhas, which I think that is really cool. But here's what I think is really amazing with her. She's coming forward to remind you that you have the power to make each moment sacred. You don't need, I feel like I'm on it, like, I think you and I talked about Wicca before and stuff, but like you don't need anything to make any space sacred. You don't need anything on you to make your body sacred. Like you are sacred in every way. So I love that. I think that is such a cool reminder that you are divinity. It's like the concept of oh, this is something really cool too that I'm also learning is and I think not I think this also ties to you as well, Christine, is remembering that us as the human race, the entire human race, and this like sometimes like my skin or like this is just like because I can't believe I'm connected to some people, but we are every single one of us human beings, even those we don't like, even those that like make us cringe, we are connected to them because they are a part of source. We are a part of source. We are all divinity. We are all divine. We are all spiritual beings. So it's like I need to remind you of that. I need to remind you, like the spirit keeps saying, she is worthy just because she is. She is of source. She is of I don't like using this word, but I keep hearing it for you, so I'll use it for you. She is of God. She is of like I keep wanting to be like over and over again. You're part of the divine. You're part of the divine. You're part of the divine. And even those that, like I said, make our screen crawl, they are as well. So it's about be understanding that those people, even the ones that we release from our lives, are part of spirit and are part of the journey and part and like giving them love. And it's not that we love them. It's not like, oh, I love them so much. It's going, I'm sending love your way. I'm sending the
Sending.
vibration of love your way. Right? Are you going through some drama with your brother? Do you have a brother, Christine?
I do. I
I
haven't
like how you're
spoken.
laughing.
I haven't spoke to my brother for, well, I don't know, since Thanksgiving.
Okay, fair enough. So anytime you think of him, anytime he pops into your mind, be like, I'm sending you love. I'm not feeling love towards you at the moment, which is totally fine, but I'm sending you good vibes. I'm sending you vibration. I'm sending you appreciation for the lesson that we are moving through right now. Hardest thing I ever had to do was start thanking my father. See, still a little hesitation. Thanking my father for the lessons that he helped me experience. It's really hard. But when you if you really believe everything happens for a reason and that everything happens for your greatest and highest good, part of that is appreciating the lessons from the hardest lessons you've learned with the people involved.
Yeah, that's my dad too.
Right?
Yeah,
Right?
my parents in general. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have.
Like I think I've said this before. Well, I know I've said this before. When my teacher who taught me told me that we pick our parents, took everything I had not to punch her in the face.
That's so you told me before. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Really
now
wanted to.
yeah, it took me a lot not to scream at you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. See, I know. I get it. I totally get it. When I heard that, I was like, go to freaking hell. I am not doing that. And I almost didn't go to her class the next day because I was so livid. I was like, who do you think you are to tell me that I picked that piece of shit to be my father? And then my husband was like, as I was driving home, screaming at him that not at him, but like to him and stuff. He was like, he kept saying, think about what you've been learning. Think about what you've been learning. And I had like a 45-minute drive to get home. So I was driving home and I was like, "Fuck, he's right. Everything for a reason and every positive in my life for a reason. And just, God damn it.
It just made
Right?
me a better parent, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. So, I don't know if I have a lot for you just because I think, and stuff, but I feel like that divinity thing is really important for you to remember. Giving yourself that grace as well, giving yourself, when I think of Buddha, I think very much of just like letting things flow. Thank you. Emptying your, that's the other thing I hear. When our cup is full and we think not that I'm not saying you're a know-it-all. I want to make that very clear. I'm not saying you're a know-it-all. You are very open to learning, which is awesome. But when we think we know what we know, we have no room to learn more or learn differently. So, I know you know what you know, but at the same time, I'm like, and it's interesting because I want to tell you to start learning from other people, learning from others. I'm like Rose, who I was like, figure out your path and follow your heart. But for you, Christine, it's almost like I want to encourage you, like, I know I mentioned her earlier, but I would actually even encourage you to on Spotify or YouTube to find Dr. Erin. It's
I,
Erin. Perfect.
yeah, I wrote it down.
Okay, good. I love that you did because I feel like learning from her. She is a doctor of divinity, and I just landed on her stuff. And when for honest to God, when I was like, doctor of divinity, like who the hell do you think you are to call yourself that? Judgment, Judgment on my part again, but I thought that was like the weirdest thing. But
Without judgment.
yeah, right? But I felt that judgment come in and I was like, holy crap, let's change that up. Like, let's not send that her way, and I had to fix something within myself, or not fix, I don't like that word either. I had to heal where that trigger came from, so I had to look at it. Anyways, went off on a tangent there. Dr. Erin, I think, would be really good for you to look at. She has a very unique way of looking at things, and opened a lot of things, like a lot of different perspectives, even for me. And I think you'd really like her stuff. So that's what I keep hearing. But I also like, and even she cites a lot of other people too. So when when a name, when she says a name and you're kind of like, ooh, I'm interested in that, go after that too. Like, listen, like I feel like she's just like the gateway for you to learn from other people, and different perspectives. Because you are open to different perspectives, but I feel like what I hear very strongly is it's hard for you to see the different perspective because you don't know what those different perspectives are. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Again, self-awareness. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, do you have any questions?
Uh, um,
Oh, good if you don't. That's okay.
well, I
Or
kind of
if you
do.
do. Well, why are you hesitating?
Well, because I don't know how to put it into words.
Fair enough.
Where do you see us by the end of the year, I guess?
Oh, you're looking for an intuitive question. Okay. Um, I'd be lying if I had an answer for you. Sorry, Christine. Um, to me, where do you want to go by the end of the year? You're the creator. Oh, that's why the divine came through for you. Sorry, that got really loud.
Well, we're like in the middle of doing the lake lot. So we're hoping that we're going to be living out there in the next month.
Okay, so
And
let's
then
change that. Let's change that. Instead of saying
we'll
I'm
be living
hoping
out there
to,
again.
we're
We
going.
will.
When you're manifesting something, when you're working at creating something in your life, the most powerful time to manifest is when it looks like it's not going to happen, and you're still going to have faith and trust and be like, it's going to happen. This is when it's happening. This is when it's going to forward. Now, let's say you're like, by the end of May 31st, I will be on the lake lot, and June 1st comes around and you're not on the lake lot, and you're like, man, don't do the oh man thing. Be like, oh, okay, I guess the universe needed a couple more days or need a little bit more time to line it up perfectly for us to get there. So it's no longer a hope. You are creating it, you are manifesting it, you are part of the divine. You have the ability to create miracles, you have the ability to manifest what you want in your life. So to me, that makes even more sense why the universe was like, you're part of the divine. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, it's funny because all the stuff that I've been writing in my manifestation book has been coming true. So
there you go. Get excited about it. Don't get worried or stressed about it. You get worried or stressed, you're lowering the vibration, you're not going to manifest it. Get excited. You'd be like, oh my God, it's so exciting. It's so pumped. Now, there's part of you, your ego, that's going to be like, yeah, but you don't want to get too excited because what if it doesn't happen? Now, tell it off. Be like, fuck you, ego. I'm not listening to that. I know and have faith and trust that it's going to happen by this time. And if the universe needs a little bit more time, that's fine. But I know it's happening, and it's happening real soon. And I have faith and trust in that because we picked that day. Listen, we don't pick days randomly. We don't pick, oh, I want this to happen, or I want, I'm going to work at having this happen. We don't do things randomly. We do it because the message comes in that this is what's possible for you. It feels right. That's why you said at the end of this month or whenever, feels right. And this is how it's, and this is why we're excited about it. There's a reason why you picked those times or those things, right? Like Miranda needing to find a job, and she felt really drawn to this one. Oh, and look, she's got a kitty too with a little elastic on its head. Cute little crown. So she's felt like she was like, I'm drawn to this, I'm drawn to this person led my energy, but I'm gonna let myself not apply because of this reason. And I called her out on it and said, but you are making the decision for other people. And she knows I'm saying that with so much love for her and everything, because I want her to recognize that it's her holding herself back. And I can use her as an example, but because it's a perfect one. When you use that as an example, it's a way to shift out and be like, right, I didn't realize that was low vibe. I didn't realize I was making the decision for other people. I didn't realize I was blocking blessings and miracles from the universe. So now I'm going to elevate myself back to where I want to be. So that when you're thinking about your land, anytime you're like, oh man, but what if it doesn't happen? Nope, that I am blocking the universe. I am not going to let that be the truth. I am not. Yes, I can have this fear, but is that ultimately true? No, it's not ultimately true, because I am not the predictor of what's going to happen within the next, how many days is that? 24 days. Right? 24 days. I am not the predictor of what's going to happen within the next 24 days. I believe in miracles. I attract miracles. I manifest miracles. It's going to happen. And that, when you become more elevated, when you become more excited about it, that's the high vibration that manifests things that the universe is like, whoop, we got to go attract that one. We got to go there. That's what we're going to create, rather than the low vibe stuff, which you can also create. This is something I also learned. We can manifest wealth. We can manifest abundance. We can manifest, we can manifest abundance. We all know that. But you can also manifest scarcity. You can manifest scarcity if that is where you put your energy, if that is where you put your thoughts, if that is where you put your attention. You can manifest an abundance of scarcity. Who the hell wants that? But again, it's if you put your attention into, I don't have enough. This isn't going to, well, look at all the kitties you've got.
Yeah,
yeah. So if you keep putting your attention and your focus on what is currently not working for you, you're going to manifest more abundant scarcity. But when you flip it and you're like, I am so excited that we have 3 weeks to get this done. That is so much time. I am so excited that this lake property is just waiting for us and aching for us and wanting us to come forward and wanting us to live there. I am so pumped. I can feel it. That is when you start bringing in the abundance of whatever it is you're working towards.
Because I'm not in control. That's why it's bugging me.
If you ever think you're in control, Christine, you are lying to yourself, because you are never in control. Because I hate to break it to you, but you're not God. You're not source.
It's just because I don't know what's happening, like everything that's going on, and it's like bugging me.
I know, but again, if you think you're in control of this moment right now, you gotta bring yourself back to reality. And I love you, and that's why I'm telling you that. But listen, we are never, ever, ever in control. All we can do is attract. All we can do is bring things forward. But again, if you're like, oh, I'm in control of my car right now because and I'm not going to say this so anybody is afraid, do not take this as reality. But if you think, oh, I'm in control because I'm driving, your tire could pop off at any moment. You're never, ever, ever in control.
I'm just in control of what I say or do at the time.
The only person and only thing you are ever controlling is yourself. Your thoughts, your feelings, your words, your actions, your energies, your vibrations. Yes, we have subconscious things that come out, but those also, they're subconscious. So you bring them forward, you heal them, you strengthen them, you do whatever you need to do with them, then you release them, and then you're like, right? Control is an illusion. Don't let your ego get attracted and attached to control, because it is a lie.
Gotcha.
How do you feel after that kick in the butt?
Good. I'm good.
Okay.
I've been learning a lot, so
I'm so proud of you. Good for you.
And I'm also taking a pain course right now, so it's been like helping with that as well. So it's a 10-week course.
Yes, that is good. That is so, so good for you. I'm so happy that is coming for you. So awesome. Any other questions?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I'm just going to mute you. Thank you. Thank you. Before I wrap things up, does anybody, Miranda, Rose, or Christine, now that you've had a minute to think, do you have any other questions? Anything at all? Nope. You're good. Okay. Awesome. Okay. So you've received the journal. I really, really encourage you to use it. It is not a one-time thing. You can print it off multiple times, or you can just look at the headings and write in your journal for that. Miranda, that would be really good for you to do, to come back to your empowered state when you're just sitting. And that's fair, right? When that's still doing something, you can still be proud of yourself that you've accomplished something in those moments when you're just like, I'm not moving much. Yeah, I get it. You got a baby. That's fantastic. And it's understandable. So give yourself the opportunity to journal, right? So return those prompts often. And just because, again, like I said, just because you've gone through it once, it doesn't mean that it's not worth going through again. Because by the time you get through the journal one time, and you go back and to do it again, you may have shifted. You have shifted. It's not even a may. You have shifted. You have released. You have aligned in a different way the next time you go through the journal. It's like the Intuify. Even the free plan has 90 days of intuitive tips and inspiring quote. The paid program has journal prompts, daily journal prompts for 90 days, as well as the quote, as well as the tip, and one other thing I wish I could remember a mantra. And as soon as you do the 90 days, at first I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do 365 of them. But when you've done the 90 days, you can go back and restart it. And then it's another new level of deepening your connection to your intuition. Right? It's not a one-time thing, it's a devotion, it's a practice, right? So empowerment isn't about never being afraid, but it's about choosing yourself anyways. Choosing yourself in your truth and your empowered vibration anyways. Leading with the soul isn't always easy, but it is 100% worth it. Always. Even in the darkest days of the soul moments where you're just like, what is going on? The more you allow yourself to hear your empowered voice, the more you allow your soul to lead you, that is when you can shift out of those moments in maybe hours rather than days. Okay. So that's what I wanted to leave with you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me. If this journey is stirring something inside of you and you're feeling the call to dive in deeper, I'll be sharing an invitation very soon for those who are ready to walk this path with loving support and guidance on a deeper, more personal level. There's a person one-on-one option as well as a group option if you want to keep the journey continuing. So remember, even though I am here guiding you, all I am doing is reminding you that you are your greatest source of wisdom. You are your own permission. You never need outside validation or permission from anybody. And you are so, so ready no matter what choices you make. So thank you so much, whether you're with me live or watching on the replay. Thank you so much for joining me for the past 2 days or past 2 sessions. We have more coming up, more plans and everything, but I thank you so much. You guys are empowered. You've done the activation. Trust it, trust it, trust it. It'll lead you to more amazing things and more amazing steps as long as you allow yourself to trust it and allow it to lead the way. Thank you so much for the hearts, Rose. I love that. That was so cute. Thank you so much, Miranda. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Rose, for joining me live today. The replay will be sent out shortly. So fantastic. And I can't wait to see where your next steps lead you guys because you're rocking it. Never, ever, ever forget that. We could continue on, but I am going to sign off because otherwise I'm just blowing. Good night, guys. Thank you so much.